I'm going to open up a door. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Tractor Roy. My name is Trent. We got our 1950 Ford 8N here. We've done quite a bit of work to this thing. If you haven't been keeping up, make sure to go back to the channel, check out these other videos of this specific tractor. We've removed the factory 6-volt configuration. We've changed it to 12 volt. We've replaced our generator with a new alternator so we can get our battery charging a little bit better. We have a freshly rebuilt carburetor. We have new points, cap and rotor inside of our distributor, new spark plugs, fresh tune-up. Now we just got to drain the fuel out, throw a new sediment bowl in, and see if this thing will fire up. So who knows how old this gas is? We're just going to disconnect the line like that, drain it into our gas can, open the sediment bowl on the other side. And with our brand new battery and freshly installed alternator, we can't be having these old battery cables. We got some new ones we're going to throw on here. Now that we've converted this from a positive ground 6-volt system to a negative ground 12-volt system, we're going to use our red cable on our positive lead. So a little background on this tractor. The couple that owns this, they're pretty good friends of ours. They're neighbors, live up the road from us. It was her grandfather's tractor. He's since passed, and then they want to keep it around their place. That way they can, you know, it's got a blade for this thing. You can keep the road cleaned up nice and smooth. What else? I think they got a brush mower for it too. You know, tractors are just handy to have around. Like, I think everybody should have one. At least one. My wife's dad and I have 11 of them between the two of us now. He just picked up 2 more. You'll be seeing a video coming out soon on that. So as we get farther into this whole YouTube channel, we'll probably start restoring tractors maybe next year. We got so many projects right now that we just need to get fixed up so they work, that we're going to be focusing on that more than nut and bolt restoration. That is a plan in the future of this. And then I got to get all my hand stuff ready. Our new battery leads are installed. Still waiting on this thing to drain. There's a lot more fuel in there than I thought there was. Okay, now that we got gas dripping everywhere, stick our new fuel bowl, or sediment bowl. If you notice, this one had that little pre-screen, that little filter on the top of the, I had a little standoff pipe, and then on top of that I had a little strainer on there. Those are pretty nice when you get old tanks you don't really know the history of, especially, but if they've been sitting outside, they'll have a ton of rust, and that rust will flake off, and you can get those chunks that'll just fill up the, or they'll plug up the, they'll plug up the inlet. I couldn't think of that, sorry. They'll plug up the inlet and stop fuel from getting in there. It's really a pain, especially if you have an old one that you clean the tank out, but whenever you're driving around it still knocks some loose. We'll add some fuel into this thing and see if we got any leaks. Okay, you guys let me know if you find any leaks. Okay, that looks pretty good so far. So, if the carburetor bowl is full of fuel, it'll seal up that needle, and it won't let air bleed out of the system to fill this up. So sometimes you have to crack these. See, and now we can fill it up once it gets to the top. We can tighten it back up. So when we start this thing up and that carburetor starts drawing the fuel down in the bowl, it'll pull those floats down, open up the needle, and it'll let this flow the rest of the way. This just kind of fills it up. Okay, a couple final touches before we start this thing up. This is the muffler. It's so rusted out. This is one of the baffles in it. So yeah, we're going to replace that. Replacing this muffler is relatively straightforward. We just have one clamp that's up here, and we have another clamp here at the back there. So we'll go ahead and get this pulled off, and I'll meet you back here. Oh yeah, this thing was rough. So we'll go ahead and throw the new one on, and then I think we'll be ready to fire this thing up. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Wow, I'm going to open up a door. Wow. I didn't realize it was going to be that smoky. I guess that probably makes sense though. I had a bunch of Marvel Mystery Oil in there soaking, so it probably broke loose all that carbon, and now all that carbon's just blowing out, along with the Marvel Mystery Oil. It's actually kind of surprising it ran. We'll try it one more time. Okay, it runs. So our oil filter canister sprung a leak. I don't know if I can just tighten that down or if I'm going to have to dig farther into that. So I'm going to call that a video right there. I got some stuff to clean up. I got to tighten up that oil filter canister housing, figure out if I need another gasket, if that's why it's leaking there. I broke an exhaust clamp. Obviously it needs to be outside the next time I run it, but it runs. That was my concern. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll catch you on the next one.